guys, it's Amy at Zoe back, and I'm going to do my January 2019 book haul. So this is probably the smallest book haul I've had in quite a while. I don't know if I had any of this small in the last couple years, but anyway, I did really good on my book buying. I did buy 10, but to me that's the small number of how many times I thought about buying something and I did not. I did save some of my gift card money for February, so that's good going forward. Some of these were pre-orders, so I already had them listed in books that I was going to buy, so that's why and then I could only buy a few past that. So anyway, it went a lot better than I thought it would. So actually I have 9 physically here. One of them will probably be coming in. I'll have a clip at the end when that shows up. I just don't have it yet. And I have to film this early because my week's going to be hell. So I do have one little bookish thing that I bought around Christmas time that got here in probably about a couple weeks ago. But I haven't used it yet because I wanted to show it off. So I got a book sleeve. So it's not a huge one, it's just a good size one, and I don't, I figure it's more for my smaller books because they were getting kind of a little damaged in my purse. My purse is huge, but, it's, in and out. It's kind of hard on them. So I bought one. This is by Driworks, and she is on Etsy, so I will have her website thing listed below, but I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, it's just really cute. So anyway, I have it, and it's really well done. It just took a while because she's in Portugal, but it was really cute. Those owls are just so adorable. Anyway, so I will probably start using that this week. I wanted to show it off before I got it dirty. So the first of the books that I bought, I actually bought on the 1st of January. One of my friends, we're both big readers, and we both have English degrees and stuff, so every once in a while we'll talk about books, and she tries to get me to read some books she really likes, and I try to get her to read books that I really like, and our tastes are completely different. She loves Wuthering Heights, and I hate it with a passion, and I didn't even get that far. So anyway, her next pick for me to try, she really thinks I should read Clan of the Cave Bear by Jean M. All. So it's a book that I remember most of a lot of my classmates who liked big books read as I was growing up, and waiting for every book to come out, and the really long wait for the last one, I think. So this is about prehistoric people. I think it's when a child is picked up by another tribe and their communication stuff and going through all that. I don't know. It's one of those things where I didn't watch the movie because I wasn't allowed to, let's put it that way, when I was younger, and I just never watched it after that. But it's a book that I'm intrigued about now because it's prehistoric times, so I'm kind of interested to see how this goes. And again, I want to do this for Reading Through the Ages this year. That's put on by Mel's Bookland Adventure and Eve's Alexandria. I haven't read too much of the stuff I want to read that's historical fiction, but this is one of the ones I want to pick up because I told her I would try it. So I did buy that one. So then I'm going to do the next 4 were pre-orders from Amazon. First one was Simon R. Green's Death Shall Come. This is number 4 in the Ishmael Jones series. I wait for these in paperback because the hardbacks are so expensive for such a little book. So I always buy the paperbacks. Again, Simon R. Green is one of my favorite urban fantasy writers. This is pretty much a mystery, or urban country manor mystery, but with an urban fantasy alien monster twist. I love them. They're hilarious. They are so funny. Ishmael Jones and Penny are just hilarious. And then everything they fall into just goes wrong right away. And pretty much everybody dies. But they're so much fun, and they're short. They're just a fun read. So I really like these. There's 6 books out so far in this series. 4 of them now are in paperback, and the other 2 are I'm waiting for paperback, and probably will have to wait quite a while. But I do love that series, and so I continue to read it and to own it. I did pre-order The Gown by Jennifer Robson, and I'm not sure why. I can't remember where I saw this, somewhere online, and I don't even remember anybody saying they'd read it, so I don't know. I picked it up pre-order, and I got it pretty cheap at the time. But this has to do with well, now Queen Elizabeth II's, her wedding dress from back in 1947. And it has to do with some people who helped work on it. And again, this is the story. So I don't know, yeah. And I guess, and then it's a dual timeline, which is one of my favorite things about, back now into 2016. And I think one of the people who worked on the dress, her relative finds out something about it. I'm not actually quite sure. But there might be something about a past of, you know, somebody was a victim of the Holocaust and all that kind of stuff from the 1947 timeline. So I'm not sure. Anyway, it just sounded good. I'm not usually into the whole dress thing and fashion and thing, but I think it's just kind of interesting to have some people who worked on something that would be iconic in that time period. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Again, it's a timeline thing, that dual timeline thing, which is my favorite. I also got In an Absent Dream by Seanan McGuire. This is number 4 in the Wayward Children series. This is the one I already read as well. I really enjoyed this. So, this one follows Lundy, who's from the first book, one of the teachers. It shows her backstory. And I really enjoyed this overall. It was not my favorite. I would not name it as even my first or second of the 4. But I did enjoy it enough, and I read it pretty quickly. So I will continue getting these probably every year as they come out. But I do enjoy that. And if you like that whole portal, the kids, these are kids who, you know, went through a doorway or a portal kind of like into Narnia or Wonderland, and then came back to reality and how badly that goes. So I think it's a really good story. They're really quick books. They're pretty short, but I recommend those. And my last pre-order and one I've read is The Will to Battle by Ada Palmer. This is book 3 in the Terra Ignota series. Love this series. This is one of my favorite sci-fi, dystopian, futuristic, political books. They are just fascinating. I love the narrator, who is totally unreliable, but I love him. Mycroft is one of my favorite characters of all time. He just is. He is just amazing. Anyway, so this is book 3. Again, I read this last year from the library, so I have my own copy. I'm waiting for book 4 rather impatiently, but she says it's not going to be done until 2020, so I have to wait. But I have all the books now. They're right here. And I'm probably going to do a reread when we get closer to once she has a release date for the next one, and then I'll probably reread them because there's just so much information in these. And again, it's been now over a year, and I remember stuff, but I don't remember all the details. So I think I'm going to do a reread, and that's why I have them, because they are awesome, and I totally recommend them. I also got The Story of the Stone, Volume 1 by Zhao. I don't know how to say that, guys. I don't know. I saw this on the Bookish Land. I think she's doing kind of a read-along. So I guess there's like 5 volumes in this Story of the Stone. I think this is The Golden Days or something with the Red Chamber. I can't remember what the other title was. Oh, The Dream of the Red Chamber. But this is a volume 1 and so I think it's like a kind of family thing. You know, I'm not sure what the timeline is, like when it actually starts. It looks like it was written around 1760. So it's a I mean, it's quite a ways back as well. So, but I don't remember if the story takes place in that timeline or it's farther back. I don't remember. I don't know enough about it. I do want to read it because I don't have anything Chinese literature on my shelf that I can think of. I mean, I have some of the sci-fi stuff that I got from Shenlu for the Three-Body Problem. Like, I still need to finish that series, but I want to read more Chinese literature just because I have not read much of anything. But this is one she was talking about, and I'd really like to read that one, which I could also probably use for the Reading Through the Ages as a slight cheat, but it's okay. And then I have 3 books from Book Depository. This is Vita Sackville West, All Passions Spent, and I've had this on my wish list for quite a few months, and I think she was a friend of Virginia Woolf. I think she was published by Virginia Woolf and her husband, but this story, it sounds really interesting. I think it was 1931. I don't know when the story takes place, but that was when it was published. Sorry. But the woman's she's a lady. I guess her husband dies, and everybody thinks she's going to be this sedate, you know, dutiful wife, or, you know, a widow from all that, and she just kind of goes, oh, I'm out of here, and she decides to go do some other things, and it just sounds fun. It's just her new freedom, and I don't know, it's pretty short, but I've been wanting to read that. It sounds good. I also got The Fortune of the Rougons by Émile Zola. So this is a French novel. You know, I didn't do... Okay, well, let's just do this one first. So really quick, this one was translated from the French by Brian Nelson. So this is the first book in, I guess, a really long series. I'm not even sure what the series is called. The Rougons, and I don't remember what the other... Maquettes, something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, it's like two families, like one's legitimate, one's not, kind of thing, I think. And then it's like supposed to be like 20-some books, I think, in like both of the branches of this family. And I guess there's supposed to be a lot of really good ones in the middle. The first one's not, maybe this one's not, this is the first one, so it might not be as good as the other ones, but I hear it's a good starting point because it introduces a lot of things. So I did want to read that. And then I got The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. This one I've been wanting to buy probably since it came out. When I saw it in the UK, booktubers all showing it, and I'm like, I wanted it, but I didn't want to pay for it at the time. And then we got it here as The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which I don't like that title, but whatever. But it's in hardback, so I bought the Book Depository one because I like this cover. Anyway, so it's kind of like a mystery, I think a mystery kind of Groundhog Day thing where this guy is trying to solve who kills Evelyn Hardcastle, and every day after she dies, he wakes up as somebody else the next day and tries to figure out who's doing what. So I have heard it's really good, some twists and turns that are great, so I am looking forward to reading that. So anyway, that's it for what I have physically. I'll put a clip here at the end. That will be when I get the last book. Okay guys, so I got my last book in the mail today, and it was Mary Ventura and the Ninth Kingdom by Sylvia Plath. This is the short story she wrote in college, at Smith College, I think. Anyway, it's not one I've read. I know it might be around somewhere, but I've never read it before, and that is Truman. Who I sit on the couch and he thinks I need to play back. Anyway, so that is number 10 of all my books that I bought for January. So that's not bad. I bought 10 books for January. Let's see what February brings. Anyway, that's my book haul. If you guys have read any of these or think I should pick them up sooner rather than later, let me know. I do have a lot of books. And luckily, at least some of these I've read before. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.